Hello, I am Mantastic and Fantastic, and today I'm going to be giving you a little tutorial on how trading works in Puzzle & Dragons. So, overnight we had a very large patch go live, and with this patch we actually are able to trade various cards with our friends. So there are some key restrictions to keep in mind. All players between the trades have to be rank 110 or higher. You must be at least friends for 30 plus days. The cards that you can trade have to be worth 99 monster points or below. So that means anything 100 points or above cannot be traded. That means rare machine monsters, certain descend drops, certain boss drops, so on and so forth. But you can sort through your monster box to find what is and what is not tradable. Just remember, evolving a monster can change their monster point value, so having an unevolved form of a descend drop can allow it to be traded, but if you evolve it, you'll be unable to trade it. Trades will cost both players 100,000 gold, and you must trade at the same rarity / stars between each trade. However, what you can do is if you want to trade items that are different rarities, you coordinate with someone, and you basically trade one item for a trash, and then they trade you back the item you want for a piece of trash. That way you can kind of side skirt. You pay an extra 100,000 gold, but you get what you want in the end. Finally, all pluses and latents will be transferred over with the trade. Now, this article is from a previous video, and it's on my website. I'll link it in the description down below, but this video is going to be mostly showcasing how you actually trade with other players. So, basically, this chart here gives you a bit of trading baseline. You can kind of see a lot of the common or more highly desirable items or commodities out there, and you can kind of use this point system on the right hand column to kind of gauge what is a fair trade. Of course, adding value through skill ups or evolutions does make something more valuable. So without further ado, I am just going to transition over into this screen. So the way trading works is you go into the trade tab. So now you can trade with all friends, specific friends, or check for wanted monsters. So when you trade with all friends, you basically are picking what you want to trade away. So I pick an item I want to trade for something, and then people are going to be willing to throw me something in return, hopefully. So I have nothing I really want to trade at this point. You can do the same thing with a specific friend. Like I'll just go through the process. How's that sound? So I'll say, like, hypothetically, I'm going to trade it myself in Fantastic. Let's say I want to offer like this dinky thing. Like, it's a silly trade. I'm not going to actually do it. And then I say I want like these things in return. You can scroll through and see what you want in return. These are all the various things you've encountered that are the same rarity. And then it's a matter of just picking up to 5 things, and they would be able to trade with you. So in theory, this would cost me 100,000 gold. I'm not going to actually go through with it, but it allows you to make trades that way. However, what you can do if you don't know what you feel like you may not be able to find appropriate trades that way, you can check for wanted monsters. So what you do is you press this button here, and it will display all the different trades friends may or may not want. So you can see here, this gentleman here wants to have a Flampy for a Northarian part, and we see like this Rar's Cookies wants to have this Raging Catatoe for a snow globe. And you can go through, like, you can see if they're like good trades or high value trades. Like, this is an interesting trade here because purple furs are actually going to be a very desirable commodity. I have, I think, 5 across my 2 accounts, so I am able to trade purple furs with other players. And he wants like an evolved blue dragon. Like, that is actually a reasonable trade. Like, that evolved blue dragon takes effort and time to make, and he wants to have a purple fur and a gizzard purple fur in return. So if you have the materials to make this guy, that would be a reasonable trade. Trading an evolved golem for a basic drop is terrible value, in all honesty. Evolved golems are actually going to be another highly desired commodity because they're used for so many different evolutions. So having evolved golems are good ways to increase value to your trade. You can offer evolved golems for various commodities. This person here wants to give a plus time extend for the 3 best killers in the game, though that's an absolutely horrible thing. You want to give plus recovery. Like, these are some people are trying to offer like really baiting trades. Like, you're trying to get players to trade. But the thing is, if you have Orpharian parts, you probably know that they're more valuable than these quote-unquote low-value killers. Alright, so we're just going through. Like, you can see, like, they want to give SDRs for God, Machine, and Healer. So that's okay. Like, if you have lots of, say, Healer killers available, like, let's, like, take a look. Like, I have 8 Healer killers. So in theory, like, that would not be a bad trade if I wanted more SDRs for myself. This person's at least adding value for a dragon killer, but 60 pluses for a dragon killer, I don't feel that's really worthwhile. a specific killer is worth much more than 60 pluses. A jewel for pies is not good value in general. Like, jewels are easier to acquire than pies by comparison. Now this is an interesting trade. Like, they want the unevolved 9 guard for the this little fishy fish. So that's actually not a bad trade if you are able to beat, I forget what it's called, but it's a terrible dungeon, but if you can beat it, that's not a bad trade to do overall. Giving 99 pluses for one of those blue things. Oh, it's favorited, so I can't actually trade it. But that's not a bad idea either. Like, it depends on how much you value these Monster Hunter parts. At 297, basically this Raging Kagato is going to be one of the most desirable cards in the game. That's why you're seeing all these trades, like people offering like 297s. However, I've seen from other people, like they've quoted me saying like some people are offering 10 297s for this Raging Kagato person. And that's because they are used for a future ranking dungeon. It's for Suture Ranking Cup, and basically it allows you to button through easier and improve your score. And that's why people are offering these seemingly good trades for like a random collab drop. But the thing is, they're probably worth a lot more than one 297. It's probably going to be worth multiple 297s plus other things, because a crown is really one of the most valuable commodities possibly available. With that being said, I have that drop on Altastic, and I can trade with myself. So because I'm trading with myself, I can make quote-unquote terrible value trades, because in theory it's just siphoning over a card from one account to the other. So this looks really terrifying, to be honest, for my partner, but because it's myself, I don't really mind. So basically I would pay 100,000 coins, I trade over a specific monster, and then look at that, lo and behold, we've traded and we are all happy. So that's basically how the trading system works. You basically get to browse the shop, you can trade with specific friends, like how Altastic wanted to trade with me, and this actually worked very well. So again, you can keep going through and like looking around. Like, this will be updated and refreshed, so like if you like say return to title screen, maybe the trades available will refresh. But I would use this reference chart to kind of give you a baseline as to what is a good or bad trade. It's a good idea to kind of understand like how many points each card is worth, relatively speaking, and then use your own judgment as to whether or not those cards are valuable enough for you. Because again, certain things are easy to acquire for yourself, but maybe hard to acquire for other players, and vice versa. So that allows you to have easier trading for the most part. So hopefully you found this video informative, gives you a little idea of how the trading system works. Try and make obviously desirable trades. If possible, try and directly coordinate with people, or if you see like something that's on sale that's very desirable, just pick it up right away. So hopefully all have a fantastic day. Best of luck in your own trading adventures, and happy puzzling.